Arduino programming to control digital output. In fact, we have seen this yesterday itself, but actually I need to discuss something more on this. First of all, like in how many ways can we control something through our digital or analog pins as the output. Okay, and please, one request. I am always unable to read chat box. Okay, whatever doubts or things are there, I'll be moving to last 10 to 15 minutes for that. Okay, so sure, I'll answer all your queries. And one request for you people all. Sometimes I'll be switching between English and Hindi. So thing it is that I'm not saying anything exclusively either Hindi or in English. Whatever thing is, it is repeated only. So wherever it is difficult, there, because some people from North India, so I need to answer them in Hindi. Please cooperate with me. Okay, thank you. So now, Mosmi Khan, you raised hand, but I'll uh, replay you at the end of the class. Okay. Now, LEDs. So actually, we have been discussing that from starting from Arduino classes, how to kind of inputs, analog and digital. Either we can use it as input or output. So in today's two sessions, what we are like, not first session and second session I'm dividing now, like in collectively in both of these two sessions, what we are going to learn today, actually what we are going to do today for today's lecture actually. So uh, we know there are two kinds of things we can do on Arduino. One is analog signals and next is digital signals. That means we can process analog signals and digital signals. And moreover, we can use, and see, there are two things, input and output. So we might be using analog signals as the input to get out the digital output, to control something through digital output in some applications. In some more applications, we might be will see that we'll be using digital signals as the input to control the analog environment, right? And digital input to digital output, analog input, and so okay. But in one mode, quite many applications might be available. For example, analog input to digital output, quite many applications are there actually in general, right, compared to all other three modes, because here we can say four modes: analog input, digital output, digital input, analog output, digital input, digital output, analog input, analog output. Out of four modes, we can get analog input to digital output, right? So uh, yesterday we have seen blinking of LED. Again, here don't worry that, sir, how to write coding, how to write program to blink LED. Again and again I am telling you, because in all the applications I won't be using any exclusive program. I am not going to write any exclusive program that can be do something, right? You always be sure that, or here we won't say this as the programming, we say here configuration of Arduino board to perform your required tasks. So all the things are readily available, don't worry about that. Okay, so now here actually, to control digital output, what we are giving as the input here now, as we like our yesterday's class, to control digital output like LED, we are using input as input in program itself. We are not using any exclusive input actually. First thing. And second thing, that we control single LED. So how can it need to be configured actually? And that too, the program which is available on example list itself in Arduino IDE. We use same program. And second thing, here in today's class, we'll see how to use multiple LEDs. So how those things can be configured. And second thing is that actually what are the like pins, how need to be like use pins actually, right? That thing we'll see. And second, it is that in morning and evening session, in both the sessions collectively what we are going to do today. So just now I told you that we control LEDs through digital output. One is by programming and second is by inputs. That means we'll be giving certain thing from the input pin and you'll be observing LED functionality at the output pin. Yes, we'll see what is the difference here now. What is the difference here? In first thing, we'll be controlling LEDs by program itself. That means 1 second, that means 1000 milliseconds LED on, 1000 milliseconds LED off. But if you want to change those timings, then again what you need to do here, you need to change the complete program. You need to like, first you need to connect your board to computer, then rewrite the program, then again you have to upload the program, the changed one, and you need to then task need to be performed, right? But every time this may not be the situation. For example, you just see about our street lights, sorry, not street lights, signals, traffic signal. They're like, if police people, they want to change traffic constable, who want to change the timings, then does he need to connect his own like laptop over there and he need to redo the programming and upload it again and do it? No. So there certain kind of input it is required. That means without like changing program, we need to, through some external like input, we need to control the LEDs. That also will be we'll see today in today's class. Okay, we move ahead now. Okay, for this experiment, what components are required? One breadboard, Arduino Uno board, LED, 330 ohm resistor, because I am not having this one, so I directly use, but still it doesn't create any problem. But I have not used any resistor over here, which is need to be connected at positive lead of LED, but I am not using this one, but there is no issue at all actually. And jumpers means actually connecting wires. And this is the circuit diagram. Yesterday we have seen that, but again see here 13 this is ground pin, and here we are using third pin. Ground pin, it is given for negative, and here it is third pin which is given for positive. But we can use out of like from pin number 0 to pin number 13. It is like your choice. You can use any of these pins. You can use any of these pins. 1 second. Okay, so out of from 0 to 13 means 14 digital pins. You can use any of these pins for your positive of LED, and you need to mention that in program so that there is no issue at all. Again, we'll see here, here ground pin it is there, here 13th pin it is there. So what I did, I just see this is positive one, this is negative one. The shorter one it is negative, shorter leg it is negative one, and longer leg it is positive one, right? And you can see even on LED, LEDs, physical LEDs, one side it is flat edge and circular edge it is there. Towards flat edge leg it is negative one, and circular edge it is positive one. You have to remember these things, because sometimes it is difficult to identify with their sizes. So either you can do in this way also. Flatter side it is negative, and circular side it is positive one. Okay, so what I did in yesterday's experiment, I connected this negative one to this ground, because I have chosen there 13. Why? 13 and ground are side by side, and we always know that we need to connect negative to ground and positive to, yes, to supply. And here how it is getting supply actually, because 30 on 13th pin, for in yesterday's programming also we have seen, for on 13th pin, for 1000 milliseconds we'll be supplying, will be giving high on, we'll be writing high on 13. High means 1 means actually electrical voltage it is, digital 1 means electrical voltage it is 5 volts, right? So for 1 second or 1000 milliseconds we'll be writing high on 13 means 1, that is 5 volts, and 1000 milliseconds of time we'll be writing 0 on 13, which is 0 volts. So 1000 milliseconds it will be on, and 1000 milliseconds it will be off. That is 1 second it is on, 1 second it is off, and this process it will be repeated again and again, because in the loop only that functionality it is written. Got it or not? Right? So yes, we have connected this one actually, ground to shorter leg, and positive to longer leg, which 13 to longer leg, which is positive. But here this resistance it is not connected in my practical example, because I am not having this one now. So directly connected, but there is no issue at all. Okay. Then now here we'll see, sorry, here we'll see 1000 milliseconds, 1000 milliseconds on, 1000 milliseconds off, and here 100 milliseconds on, 1000 milliseconds off, means shorter duration of on, longer duration of off, right? And here both on and off are same. And again, if you want to see the program, complete program, here yesterday we have seen two things. One is built-in LED, blinking of built-in LED, and blinking of external LED. So for blinking of built-in LED, the program which is different, and blinking of external LED, the program it is different, because in example list only blinking of built-in LED it is there, not external LED. But we have changed it. How to change that? Only thing it is that on which because external LED means you have to connect it somewhere. You have to connect it on your pins. So how many pins are available for us? There are 6 analog pins and 14 digital pins are available. But we cannot connect our LED to analog pin. Is it or not? We cannot connect it to analog pin. We have to connect it to digital, because LED on off means only two things are there, binary things, either 0 or 5 volts. Is it or not? So that's why, because it can give so LED on and off means, because we are not considering anything else between on and off actually. So here we need to connect our LED to any one of the digital pins. So we have choose here 13 pin. Why? Because on board, which is actually just beside of ground pin. So we to blink LED, actually we need two things, positive and negative. Negative anyway ground, so just beside ground 13 is there. So we have choose 13 for that connection. And 13 pin, it need to be mentioned, but on built-in LED, no, nothing mentioned actually, right? And so this is actually for global variable. So this external LED, either it can be used in this one or in this one actually. So it can be used in this segment or in this segment with the variable which is declared here, that can be either used here or here. But if you declare this variable inside this one, then here it won't be recognized. If you write the int external LED equal to 13 inside this void setup, then again, because we are going to use these things here also, then if you write program and if you check it, then it will show you error. Why? Because which is not defined. It will say it is not defined. So don't do such kind of mistakes, because the things which are required globally, you just need to mention on the top of the program, so that that can be visible for complete program. So please remember that the things, the variables which need to required globally, you need to write it at top of the program. Even libraries also, if you want to like incorporate, if you include any kind of library, then that library need to be mentioned on the top of the program. So we'll see all those things in coming sessions, okay? Because yesterday we connected only LED, and today instead of other than LED, we also connecting some more other device, one extra device. Tomorrow we'll be connecting some other extra devices, and in that way we'll be going actually. So step by step. Okay, so please remember these things. What are the changes are there? So in yesterday's class, we blink the on mount LED, which is mounted on board itself. But for that, this external, sorry, this one it is not required. This variable selection, which was not required actually, but to glow external LED, definitely it is required, because we need to, because on mount LED, it is anyway, it is mounted on the board itself, so no specific thing it is required. But we are connecting some external thing, means we need to specify the board that okay, the external thing which is connected to this pin, either it can be analog or digital. Okay, so we'll see both the differences. Yesterday also I have shown that, but again, you just see once. It's 1 second on, 1 second off. I don't know if there is any latency problem, like through bandwidth. It might be showing in different way, but here it is correctly showing 1 second on, 1 second off. But here it will be like very less duration of time on, and more duration of time it is off. Less duration of time it is on, more duration of time it is off. Okay, this is what the difference of these two programs. So you can change in whatever way you want actually. You can program it. Now we'll see with multiple LEDs. Then with multiple LEDs, what configuration of board it is required. What configuration means, again, what here programming, coding. How do we configure our board? So that means board means Arduino Uno board, so that which can there we can connect 3 external LEDs actually, right? And again, here we are connecting LEDs as the output, and input from where we are supplying through program itself. That means if you want to see any changes If you want to see any pattern change or anything in the these three external LEDs, again you need to change the program. Means you need to connect again. That means you need to reprogram your board. That means you need to connect your board to computer again, interface it, change the program. The change program again, it need to upload it on the board. Then you can do that. Then that change, it can be incorporated, right? So here, this is our existing program, right? So we need to change that program now. Then how to change? You just see here now. See, we need 3 external LEDs. That means we need to connect it on 3 different pins required. Definitely. Why? Because one pin can handle only one external LED. So we need 3 different LEDs. So for 3 different LEDs, 3 digital pins are required. So 5, 6 external LED. 1 is connected to 5, 2 is connected to 6, and 3 is connected to 7. So these things we need to specify before the program. Why? Because these 3 pins we are going to utilize. And here we need to define the pin mode. Like here whatever pins are defined, these pins used for what purpose? Used for output purpose. And so that's why pin mode of external LED, which is for external LED 1 for output, external LED 2 for output, external LED 3 for output, right? Mode we need to decide it as the output. And here now external LED 1, it is high for 1000 milliseconds, LED 2 high for 1000 milliseconds, LED 3 high for 1000 milliseconds, right? And same way external LED 1 low for 1000 milliseconds, external LED 2 for 2 low for 1000 milliseconds, and 3 also low for 1000 milliseconds. And now changes has been made. So these changes are enough, and that will do now. Okay. You might have observed in last experiment what we did, we have not connected it on breadboard actually, because only one LED, and where 13th pin and ground pin, which are they are side by side, right? So first we need to select the choose the board here, and select the communication port. Today it is shifted to 4th port. You might have observed. Why? Because I have connected it to some other USB port, right? Because there are 4 ports available on my laptop, so it is connected to 4th port now. Okay, then now at board side. So now programming side, okay, it is done. Then board side, how we need to connect it. So here you can see 7, 6 and 5. They are side by side there. I've chosen 7, 6 and 5 for connections. And in last experiment, we have used ground and 13. So I will be taking ground from there. One ground, it is enough. One ground commonly connected to all 3 LEDs. Okay, 3 LEDs. Then breadboard, and you need to know the breadboard layout actually. The yes, column wise they are connected, and row wise the above those things are connected actually. These are column wise, and here insulation it is there. Okay, column wise they are connected, and here row wise they are connected. Okay, so you need to be sure that yes, column wise, row wise, these are the breadboard layouts, and 4 jumpers we need, 3 for LED positives and 1 for LED negative, which is common. We commonly will give all negatives at one point, that to this green one. Please remember, green one we are choosing for ground actually. Green cable, green jumper, will be allocating it for negative negative terminal of LED, and remaining 3 for positive terminal. So positive terminal where we are going to give for 5, 6, 7. So 5, 6, 7, they are connected, right? So negative we connected it for ground. So ground which is common for all 3 LEDs, ground which is common for all 3 LEDs. And I am connecting it at bottom line, because bottom lines, they are connected through row point of view, right? And middle things, they are connected through column wise actually. They are like they layout, the breadboard layout. So here longer one it is positive and shorter one it is negative terminal. So at green, the shorter leg it is connected, and I'm extending that longer leg to, okay, positive, negative, positive, okay, longer edge to the middle portion of the breadboard, where those things are connected in column wise. So later we give 5, 6, 7 pins connection to these 3 LEDs, and where ground it is common for all 3 LEDs. Okay, shorter one negative, longer one positive. So shorter edge it is connected at a green wire, which is common, and longer edge it is extended to the middle portion, so that later we connect 5, 6, 7 pins over there. आवाज नहीं आ रही? Okay, I'm louder here. I don't know why it is not. Sandhya Gond said आवाज नहीं आ रही sir. Okay, okay, ठीक है. Thank you. 3 LEDs connected now, and now I connected it to the computer also. The board it is connected, and because have already loaded the code over there, but something it is going fault, that my green LED which is not blinking. ऑनलाइन में प्रैक्टिकल करवाना बहुत मुश्किल है. हाउ मुश्किल I know that because I am facing that I mean, a big issue. See, that green one it is not blinking. Issue is that yes, that jumper it is not properly वो side वाला hole में connect कर दिया था. Right now it is good. So all 3 LEDs they are blinking in sequential way, 5, 6, 7. So the first blinking one is this, 5th one, 6th one, 7th one, on, off, all 3 LEDs there. Now if you want to change it, you can change. And now moreover, see, now computer connection it is not at all required. You can connect through the external connection also. So I'm using here one external supply, Now I can remove the computer connection, because computer program, when it is board it is programmed, then no need to connect the computer. Now you can just remove it, and you can connect the external power supply. Yes, only power supply it is required now. No computer support it is not required now. That means now the task it will be repeatedly performed. That means you can use it for your dedicated task execution purpose. Like the task which you want to execute it, the task dedicatedly it will be performed by the board. Okay, so as long as power supply it is there. And now if you want to change the on off duration or something else, or you need to glow in different passion, then you need to reprogram it. Actually, you need to reprogram it, you need to reconnect it to computer, and then load the changed program on the board, then execute it. Got it or not? So this is what the uh, experiment now. uh, So now I'll take you to one more thing here, because we have seen that the output can be controlled. But how that output it is controlled? What is the output here? LED, right? Blinking LED. So how it was controlled? By the uh, program itself. So if you want to change something on the output, that means you need to change the program. You need to change the program means again and again you need to interface the board to the computer, then only you can change it, but which cannot be the always the case, right? So you need to change it through some external input. So now what we do, we will see now how to connect some more external device. Right now we have seen only LED, so now we'll be going to connect some more external device which controls the LED, right? So that is, so here actually I am using okay, that also I'll disclose here. I am using here one potentiometer as the input, and I'll be using as the, because potentiometer means what? Potentio, it is like a rheostat, it's a variable resistance kind of thing, right? So you, if you circulate the knob, then the resistance will, it will be changing from 0 to like whatever kind of thing, which you will see in your home, like fan control, right? So same thing, right? Fan control, number 1 speed, 2 speed, 3 speed, 4 speed, 5 speed, in that way. Only four things are there in your fan, but here in uh, potentiometer there are a lot of different values are there. That means 1024 different values are there actually, right? You changing from 0 to 1023 means 1023. 0 to 1023, there are totally 1024 values are there if we consider. So now so we consider it as the analog one. Why? Lot many values are there. Digital means either 1 or 0, only two things, means binary digital. Okay, we'll see that here now. Okay, Can you see slide now? Please, anyone can replay?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir. Please. Thank you. So here we'll be using as the potentiometer as the input, which is analog in nature, and LED as the output, which is on digital pin. So either it can on or off. So we'll see here now. So we'll be first thing, we are connecting this potentiometer at input side, and which is having lot many values. So we'll say we'll be connecting it to analog pin, because it is not restricted to only 1 and 2 values, means 0 and 1 value. So there are, means when you rotate the knob here, you can see the knob here. When you rotate this knob, so those many values it is changing, right? That's why here we connect it to input pin, that to analog side. So we know, we have seen that there are two portions of signals are there on our physical Arduino board. One is analog side, and then next is digital side. Analog pins are 6 analog pins and 14 digital pins are there. So we'll be connecting this potentiometer at analog pin side, that to the first pin, which is A0, analog 0, right? Um, so in this example, how to read we'll see how to read the input signal from analog pin 0, and input it will be taken from A0, pin 0, then through the analog read function. See, you might have seen there in last example, we used to glow LED, we need to write something on that pin, the digital pin, which is the 13th pin. We equated with the variable, which is ext underscore LED, right? So what we did digital write on ext LED comma high. That means it is saying that we are writing the digital value on external LED, the to the high. Digital values are two values are there, right? 0 and 1 means either low or high. So we'll be writing the high value on the external LED, which is equated to 13th pin actually. So that function, it is happened, that task, it is happened through the function digital write. But here we are reading, we are considering, we are taking input from the potentiometer. That means we are reading the analog value. Why potentiometer? It is not restricted to only two things, two changes. Here potentiometer, as you are rotating the knob, the values they are changing, many values. So this is analog. So analog read function is to it is used to take analog values from the, see, and here why we call it as transducer. I'll let you know two things are there, which is transducer and sensor. Generally we connect to Arduino boards or in IoT applications. So what is transducer and what is sensor? How these two things are different? See, sensor, uh, it, it takes the changes happen, like any physical changes happen over the surroundings, and which converts into electrical quantity. But where transducer, which converts the quantity, the physical quantity into electrical signal, just like say a force, right, pressure, right, something like mechanical quantity equated to electrical quantity over there. Why? Because all our electronic circuits, they are familiar with electronic signaling, right, either current or voltage signaling, not with physical signaling, physical quantities like force, pressure, kind of mechanical entities, right? So that's why here we can say potentiometer is a kind of transducer. Why? Because here lot many changes, different values of reactance values are there. So, right? So those values converted into electrical quantity here. Okay. Then the corresponding, so we are reading, see what is the purpose of this one now, how to see here thing, it is secondary according to the this potentiometer input controlling the LED, it is secondary. First thing it is that how can we use potentiometer as the input so that we can read the potentiometer changes, how your program, how your board uh, allows the changes in potentiometer as the input, and we need to print it on somewhere on the screen, and we'll see by just rotating the knob how the how we are changing the input, and those inputs how they are reflected on the board. That we'll see here in this example first. And second is that by changing the knob, that means by rotating knob, how the LED it will be controlled. You might have been confused here. Sir, you told to control LED only two values are enough, either on or off. But you are saying that here potentiometer, which is the analog device, that means analog device means which is having lot many values, then how these lot many values of input changes only two outputs? This might be your doubt. Again, see here we are connected the LED as the output, that too as digital pin. That means, and physically LED it can on or off, only two things. And I have just quoted that we'll be using potentiometer as the input to control the LED at the output. But again here I am mentioning that potentiometer, which is an analog device. Why? Because by rotating the knob, the values can change of lot many values are there. But for sure, not only two values are there actually. Two values are there, for sure more than two values are there. So how these more than two values, lot many values which is analog in nature, how the analog input controls the digital output? That might be your doubt. So that I'll clarify you. Just be hold on that. Okay. So, but that is not a, I mean, that will relates to some other thing actually. I'll let you know in coming slides. Okay. So the first thing it is that the analog values which we, by rotating the potentiometer knob, the analog values which are changing can be reflected somewhere so that we can see that. Then here the Arduino, this point of view, if you observe, till now we are seeing just on board, if changing the program, how it is reflecting output on the LED, but nowhere else. But here we'll be seeing, we'll see one more external thing, which one more extra thing. There we can see output, right, which is serial monitor, right? Then how to see that, in what ways, in how many ways we see that, we'll see in this example itself. So okay, components required for this experiment: breadboard, Arduino Uno, potentiometer, you have seen that, and two jumpers. And what is potentiometer actually? Yes, I told you. The potentiometer, it's a simple transducer which converts mechanical quantities to electrical. So you might have seen. See, we can we can use it like application, changing the direction of ship, container ship, right? So, and for coming uh, applications, like in our next lectures, we also see like practically how by rotating the potentiometer knob, how can we change the like servo motor rotor, that we'll see. Okay, that's all, because servo motor rotor, it is having lot of applications. By changing at input side, for example, one application, like okay, like thing it is that if you in your car, you are rotating steering of your car, means tires are rotating in I mean, corresponding way, but headlights points shoots towards straight. Let's say like whether it is practically feasible or not, we don't know on practical cars, but thing it is that if you imagine, if you are rotating your car steering wheel, that means along with the tires, the headlights direction also it is changing, right? For that application, yes, potentiometer, it is potentiometers and servo motors are required. So potentiometer, if you are rotating it for 40 degrees, for let's say 45 degrees, then your headlights also rotating for 45 degrees. It's not straight, but which is now in our cars, which is shooting towards straight only. Okay. So for those kind of applications, actually potentiometer, we use it in Arduinos for IoT applications. Like you can use of for any applications, any applications. Okay. Then circuit diagram. See, here we'll be having three connections here on the potentiometer. See, I'm not, I mean, going you to make more complex here. What is rheostat kind of thing? What is like functionality? What are those three? Uh, uh, what is that? Let's over there where we need to see. Just forget about all those things. Here, one is positive, negative, and in between one it is whatever you rotate, right? That rotation function will be taken by middle pin. The rotating, whatever you are rotating this knob, so that value it will be taken by this that value, whatever how much you rotate, that reflects on the middle pin. That means now you need to connect this
7 minutes remaining.
Sir?
7 minutes remaining.
Yes, yes, sir. No problem. So this middle pin, it need to be connected at A0, means analog pin 0. So this need to be connected at analog pin as the input now. Why? Because we are giving input from here. So this input, it need to be reflected on your Arduino Uno board. So this middle pin. Why? Because these changes are reflected on middle pin, and these two side pins, they'll be positive and negative. Why? Because we need to supply some power to this one, right? We need to power supply, right? So here on board, if you see, you might have seen there in pin description with numbering, I have told you here 5 volts it is there, and two pins next to 5 volts, two pins are ground pins, and last one it is V in pin, right? And just above 5 volts it is 3.3 volts. So I am connecting the positive one to the 5 volts, and negative one, the last two edge things are here, positive and negative. And middle one, it is actually the functionality, means how much you rotate, same way it is the value it will be reflected on middle pin actually. So middle pin, it is connected to analog pin 0, so that however how much whatever you change here, that can be reflected on this board, right? Okay. So in second 2 p.m we continue this. Any doubts, please? Any doubts? So, sir, can change variable name? Yes, we can change it. Because here, see, I am operating over, because to show you something, I am writing program at one place, I am taking videos from other device, I am combining these two things. Then one more problem is also there, where video directly it cannot incorporated. That's why I'm using third-party software to interface the video with my presentation. But obviously you can change the variable name. Potentiometer, see, someone asked what is the value of potentiometer. Potentiometer you can take off any kind of value thing, like 5k, 10k, 50k, no issue. Here thing it is that value, it doesn't matter, because we are using it for what purpose you are using. We are using it for, by rotating the knob, the changes can be read through the analog signal, and those many changes can be reflected at the output. So LED, it can take only two values, but here lot many changes are there. That means in between on and off, LED also behaving in many ways. That means dim, right? If it is right, actually low of knob, it will be off. At right high of the knob, it will be on. But when you rotating in between, then the dim, it will be slowly, yes, becoming from off to on, and slowly from off to on. That means not only between not only on and off, it will be taking other functionality, dim, it will dim, like intensity, it will changes, like LED intensity changes according to the rotating the knob. So here potentiometer value, which is not prime concern for us now, we can use of any potentiometer here, 5k, 10k, 50k, no issue. Thing it is that the mechanical functionality of rotating knob, how it is changing the values, how it is allowing to change the value. Even 5k also having 1024 variations, and 10k also 1024 variations. That means 1024 variations. Okay, anyone else? So thank you all. I'll be continuing this session